When you think of Scotland, pictures of tartan-clad Highlanders, skirling bagpipes, the Loch Ness monster, deserted castles, golf, stunning scenery, and hairy Highland cattle probably come to mind. All of these, with the exception of Nessie, are a highly accurate preview of what visitors might expect to see there and contribute to the mystery of this special nation. You can tour Scotland by car, on a gorgeous train journey, on foot along its trails, or by boat, and each will provide you with unforgettable experiences. Scotland's seclusion, with its far-flung stretches of heather-covered moors, uninhabited beaches, and wild, beautiful highlands with their deep glens and lochs, is another of its main draws. You'll discover that every destination is brimming with fascinating things to see and do, whether you decide on thriving cities, story towns, or lonely moors and islands. With the help of this film on Scotland's top attractions, you can plan a journey to some of the best tourist destinations in the UK. 1. Edinburgh Castle and the Royal Mile. Since the 13th century, Edinburgh Castle's stone walls and towers have dominated the city's skyline. It offers stunning city views from atop a black basalt rock and a journey through turbulent Scottish history. Highlights of Edinburgh Castle include the magnificent crown jewels, the renowned Stone of Destiny, also known as the Stone of Scone, and St. Margaret's Chapel, the city's oldest structure, which was constructed in 1130. Enter the castle via a drawbridge from the spacious esplanade, where the renowned Edinburgh military tattoo is held each August over an old moat. The castle gates appear to be guarded by bronze statues of legendary heroes William Wallace and Robert the Bruce. Another of Edinburgh's most well-known landmarks, the beautiful Palace of Holyrood House, is located below where the Royal Mile extends down the steep slope. Along with modest stores, kilt makers, tea rooms, museums, and cafes, the Royal Mile is bordered by brick townhouses and significant historical sites. There are tiny hidden alleys between its tall buildings, some of which are more than 10 stories high on the downhill side, that are referred to as wynds. Don't forget to include the National Museum of Scotland in your agenda for Edinburgh. This enjoyable museum features everything from medieval antiques to exhibits related to art and science. It is one of Scotland's top tourist destinations. 2. Loch Lomond. Britain's largest lake, idyllic Loch Lomond, is only a short drive northwest of Glasgow. It is also known as the Queen of Scottish Lakes, according to Scottish author Walter Scott, and is a popular day excursion from the city because to the abundance of trout, salmon, and whitefish that attract anglers, as well as other activities like water sports and hiking in the open countryside. Boat rides, lakeside strolls, and lengthier hikes up towering Ben Lomond, 3,192 feet, with its breathtaking vistas of the Trossachs National Park, are all popular activities in Loch Lomond. Visit the renowned Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park, or discover the Northern Highlands by taking the Loch Lomond cruise. 3. Loch Ness. Loch Ness, the largest body of water in Scotland's Great Glen, is a section of a canal that connects the country's east and west coasts. The Caledonian Canal connects it with 3 additional lochs. You can travel via the canal lochs to regulate the different water levels on short trips or a 6-hour journey from one end to the other. Each of the lochs and the canal are surrounded by some of the most breathtaking Highland scenery, but Loch Ness itself is particularly picturesque due to the charming ruins of Urquhart Castle perched on its hillside above the lake. The 12th century castle, which served as the setting for numerous antiquity stories, was destroyed by fire some 500 years later. 4. Isle of Skye. Skye, the largest of Scotland's inner isles, is particularly well liked by birders, ramblers, and environment enthusiasts. For an island that is only 50 miles long and seldom wider than 15 miles, there is a great variation in the wild, beautiful mountain landscape of the island, which is characterized by green valleys, caverns, solitary glens, sandy beaches, and rushing waterfalls. The island is home to numerous animals, including otters, seals, and at least 200 different species of birds, as well as the remnants of ancient oak woods. Skye is easily accessible from the mainland because to a bridge. Ferries are another way to get here. 5. Stirling Castle. One of the best preserved Renaissance structures in the UK is Stirling Castle, which functioned as both James V's palace and Mary Queen of Scots' childhood home. Even though some older buildings are still standing, the castle's vast halls and apartments have been painstakingly renovated and furnished to reflect its appearance in the 1500s. This includes painstakingly replicating its tapestries. History hunter activities are geared for young explorers on the weekends and involve costumed interpreters who interact with visitors to bring the castle and its history to life. Stirling, which is conveniently located between Edinburgh and Glasgow, is well known for both the Battle of Stirling Bridge, which the legendary William Wallace won for Scottish independence, and the Battle of Bannockburn, in which Robert the Bruce defeated English invaders in 1314. 6. St. Andrews. The bicycle, postage stamps, telephones, and steam engines are just a few of the inventions that the Scots are credited with creating. Golf, though, is arguably their most enduring creation. Playing at the prestigious Royal and Ancient Golf Club, which is located in historic St. Andrews and is only 12 miles southeast of Dundee, is one of the lifetime goals of devoted golfers. The famed British Open is regularly held at one of St. Andrews' numerous 18-hole courses, the most well-known of which is the par 72 Old Course that runs across the craggy shoreline. St. Andrews was founded in 1750 and is recognized internationally as the governing body of golf. 7. Fort William and Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis, the tallest mountain in Britain, is best explored from the charming hamlet of Fort William. This seaside town, which is located at the southern end of the Caledonian Canal, can trace its ancestry back to the original fort that was constructed nearby in the 17th century. Even though it has long since vanished, the West Highland Museum still houses a substantial collection of paintings, Highland garb, and weapons. Getting on the Jacobite steam train is a must-do. The train travels over the West Highland Line and crosses the magnificent Glenfinnan Viaduct, which was made popular by the Harry Potter film series. Ben Nevis comes next. It is a stunning sight that is simple to see from Fort William on a clear day and attracts both novice and experienced hikers. Despite its elevation, the ascent only takes about 2.5 hours to complete. The breathtaking vistas, which stretch as far as 150 miles across the Scottish Highlands and as far as Ireland, make it well worth the effort. 8. The Northern Highlands. The Scottish Highlands have a mystique derived from wild, rocky scenery and a deep, violent yet romantic history. In Britain's largest region of exceptional natural beauty, these mountains and rocky coasts are adored by hikers and bikers, as well as people who enjoy fishing, golf, sea kayaking, whitewater rafting, gorge walking, and other outdoor pursuits. There are charming tiny towns and villages with places to stay and dine scattered across it. Visit the cathedral and castle ruins in Dornocht, a small seaside community, and John O'Groats, which is 874 miles from Land's End in Cornwall and has the distinction of being Britain's northernmost point, where you may gaze out at the Pentland Firth. 9. Isle of Arran. With good cause, the picturesque Isle of Arran is known as Scotland in miniature. In a mere 166 square miles, this picture-perfect island off the country's west coast replicates the topography of the whole nation. Rolling moors, craggy mountains, sandy beaches, fishing harbors, castles, and golf courses can all be found here. They are all within a region that can be easily explored in a day or two and are all less than an hour by boat from Glasgow. The best part is that buses connect the island's main attractions, negating the need for a car. You might easily spend a few days exploring this tiny slice of Scotland, even if its highlights, such as Brodick Castle and Goat Fell Mountain, 2,866 feet, can be seen in a day, including the ferry voyage. 10. Eilean Donan. The Western Highlands of Scotland contain the little island of Eilean Donan in Loch Duch. The island, which is connected to the mainland by a footbridge, is dominated by a charming medieval castle. Early in the 13th century, the original fortress was erected as a fortification against the Vikings. The castle is now one of Scotland's most prominent photo spots, as well as a well-liked wedding and movie location. It has appeared in movies like The World Is Not Enough and Highlander,